Hey, so I'm going back live. Finally. Yes, I am back trading again. My big wallet, I'm not touching that one. I've got almost $1 million in that one, so we're not doing that. But as far as my challenge goes, we'll just get right on into it, and I will talk about it and show it here. So what is currently going on is I've been doing this $100 to $10,000 challenge. And here, where is one of my drawings? So I started it down here and I lost all of it right here. So just being honest with you guys, trying to make a little bit of money go a long ways is very difficult because you have to be either A, over leveraged, or number two, you have to be very risky because truthfully, do I have, dang it, I wish I would have left this link, this image that I had. But essentially, it just means if you're going to stay profitable, the longer you hold an asset, the more likelihood you're going to be profitable. And trading is incredibly difficult and emotions get ahead. I mean, I want you guys to hang out because I've been doing a trading challenge with Debate Crypto and some of the best traders on YouTube. And so far, I'm running in second place on that one. I won episode 1, episode 2. I went from last to second because I was trying to go against the trend here. And there's a few different types of trading. You can trade swing trade, which is something that I love to do, where you hold assets overnight and it's more long term. It gives you time. Like I said, it gives you time to be wrong. If you want to day trade, well, you're looking at very simple. You got to be glued to your computer. You got to be looking at the 1 minute and 5 minute, but you zoom out to look at the day to see what is happening, right? And so as far as my trading challenge, here it goes. Is this going to look better if I have it like that? Yeah, that definitely looks better here. As you can see down below, I am in and I have got a big 42x on Bitcoin. Ooh, don't want to change that. And on Ethereum, I'm only at 10x. And I will tell you guys the reason as to why I'm doing both of those here. So as far as my 42x, my stop loss, if I am zooming in on the Bitcoin trade, is literally right here, right at 61,000. And why is that such a close stop loss? Because I could get stopped out because it's relatively right there on support. Well, it's because I already took profits on when I had a trade that went down here at 59. I closed and I doubled down. So now I'm trading 0.5 of a Bitcoin, right? So it's like a $6,000 trade here, only on $74 of margin. Here, let me. What is the total amount? You can see since the last time I made a video, I wasn't live, but last time I made a video, I was at $200. Now I've turned the $100 into $475, right? And currently I'm doing a 72% on the Bitcoin trade and only 3% on the Ethereum trade. But here, I'll get into the Ethereum and give you guys the reasons as to why I got into something like that. Here, I can see a symmetric triangle breaking, and not necessarily breaking, but it's definitely been forming. And I'm definitely a pattern trader. You can see I barely have any sorts of indicators on here because I don't know. That's just, if it's too complicated, it's too much. It's one of the reasons why I got out of financial planning, is they have all these dumb vehicles that is just, it's convoluted. Life insurance should just be simply that, not attached to the stock market. And here's all really small tangent. The only reason why you would be using a life insurance vehicle to harbor against taxes is if A, you're already maxing out your IRAs, and B, you probably have way too much money. You don't qualify for an IRA anymore. You've got to do something like a SEP, which is like $50,000 a year. And so if you need to have something that is like a Roth, well, then you'd use life insurance. But I digress. That doesn't mean anything. So typically how these guys go is whatever direction they break. So let's just say worst case scenario, we break down here, 2,500. Where is that going to end? Well, ironically, it is going to bounce right off of a support here, which could potentially be where we are headed for Ethereum after the halving, and potentially maybe even before the halving, because this is scary. This is scary, but there's lots of, I want to say, support here as far as volume goes. This is just volume profile of where people are going, but you can tell I am long. I am long. And why am I long? Well, because I believe this sucker is going to pop to the upside to get us right around the top of this range here of $3,500 before the weekend, right before the halving. And so where did I put my stop? Well, my stop is actually just below this last long liquidation wick here. And that's why I'm only at 10x on the Ethereum trade, and I can leave this open. And by the way, guys, I just I'm not using ZoomX anymore or MEXC. I am using Blowfin because they are offering up to $5,000 in referrals for. Can I even show history earn? Anyway, I'll have to look at it, but the link is in the description to help you guys out. It's up to $5,000 for people that want to get in this. But on the Bitcoin side, okay, it's very simple. We're just drawing some elementary lines here. We are bouncing off of here with it's a hammer. It's a reverse shooting star is what's going on the daily here. And so this is swing trading. So we can see we've been trying to break down. We've got somewhat of a descending triangle, somewhat forming, but we only have a few touches. So that sucker is, it needs to be longer. More so, I would call this more of a pennant. But there is, truthfully, the range has been fallen down here. And my assumption is that we are going to break to the upside here and get close to that $70,000 range before we break down again. But on the upside, we can see usually when these things break out, you got 1, 2, relatively 3 touches. The fourth one should break. And you guys know that my price target on a breakout like this is relatively right around that $80,000 market. Are we going to get it before the halving? I don't think so. I think we're going to get rejected off of anywhere between 68 to 72 here. And the scary thing is if we don't hit support or follow this support right around, do I have a block set up here? Because I know I'm not on trading view. No, not long position. Dun, dun, dun. That's not what I want. There we go. I'm going to highlight that guy so that we have this range. That is where we need to hold. You can see the volume profile here because really I can see us dropping after the halving. And this is going to be the last chance for everyone to buy Bitcoin. Everyone to buy Bitcoin, a bounce off of the 50. That is going to be super exciting, but also super depressing because, like I said, my HODL wallet is going to take another $250,000 drop for that stuff, and that's where you go. But if I'm swing trading, that is good right here. So I've told you where my stop is. I've told you where my price target is. Do I think that we are going to break out? It could happen. It absolutely could happen. It could be a nothing burger too, but really there's something to be said about buy the what is it? Buy the rumor, sell the news. Everyone is super hyped about it here. That's gonna have it back on here. I'd have to open up another window here, but truthfully, that is what I am looking at right now. So I'm holding these guys open. The Bitcoin guy is doing. My head is in the way, so it's hard to. You can't even see here. I'll get my head out of the way, so you can see that I'm up $68. Not a lot, right? Not a lot, but on account was only $100, and we're going to that $10,000 mark. It's not bad, right? We're basically at a 500x right now, which is pretty insane just to do that. So we need to get in at good times, and right now this is a decent time to hop on into a trade like this to bounce off. But again, you need to have your stop loss pretty quick here. But here, if I open up a long position here, and tell you, what is it saying? My entry is 62,500. So that's where I'm at right now. Boom, boom, boom. And where was my stop? My stop is right here. So that is literally a 1-to-7 risk ratio, which is huge. Risk 1. Actually, it says, I got a 2% stop here, but it's a 1-to-7 risk ratio, which is insane, which is awesome. Here, let me go to my Ethereum trade because it's not going to be near as advantageous. Hence why, if you look down at the bottom here, I'll get my freaking head, my wonderful, beautiful head out of the way. I'm only at 10x down here. You can see I'm only at 10x for that. And why am I only at 10x? Well, it's because of the risk versus reward here. So let's open this back up. What is my entry position on that? It is relatively, I wish I would have gotten in right off the bounce of 3,000, but I didn't. So here, let me move that up here because that's closer. And then I have it down right at there. And my price target is right around, like I said, the $3,600, $3,500 mark. So that is a 1-to-2 risk ratio. What do you think is better? Obviously, it's the Bitcoin one, hence why I have such a large amount of leverage open. And truthfully, if you guys are new to this, I can help you. Absolutely, I can help you. I've got lots of tutorials. I'm going to make more tutorials. I'm going to continue to do this and show you live that you can turn a little bit amount of money into large amounts of money. And then once we get to that 10,000, we'll probably be less risky on some stuff. Relatively, maybe even when we get over a couple grand, we'll ease on there because getting from 100 to a couple grand is going to be the hardest to do. Then once we get up there, we can start having some bigger position sizes. And truthfully, when the market turns over and we end up getting into one of these type moves, man, it's sure nice to unload and then load up again when things are going. The sideways action is tough because it's kind of moving down. And truthfully, man, over the next 2 years is going to be how we make some money. So you guys are definitely early if you haven't been involved yet. So make sure you join Blowflin down at the bottom. They work here in America as well, which is nice. So keep that in mind. You don't relatively need a VPN. So I like it for that reason. But it's the platform that I'm supporting, a little bit smaller. Their fees are lower. And again, if you use my link, you can win up to $5,000. But hey, guys, till next time, this is Johnny Crypto. I'm here to help you guys make some money.